Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend is going well. It's Saturday, October 20th. Not too many news items to share, but I did want to highlight some important items here. And this is definitely based off fact, guys. Now, before I go further, I am not saying Ripple and Swift are partnered. What I am saying as an investor looking at the facts is that there is a high probability that this could happen. So I'm not saying with certainty they are partnered, because people get so confused when you say potential or probability. They think you're saying it is actually happening. But let me give you the facts. So shout out to Chris Bain here who noticed this. Swift has a upcoming conference here, Swift AFP Chicago 2018. It is from November 4th through the 7th, obviously in Chicago, United States. Guess who is one of the folks that'll be participating there in one of the sessions? You guessed it, Ripple. Let me zoom in here a bit. Ryan Gaylor, Director of Corporate Payments at Ripple. So I want you to think about this. Ripple and Swift are competitors. Ripple is trying to destroy Swift, essentially, right? They're coming with the new technology, trying to take this business, this multi-trillion-dollar business that Swift has. So why would Swift want to invite their competitor to talk on a panel? And that competitor is obviously providing a much better solution. So once again, I'm not saying they're a partner because we don't have that actual news. But something is happening here. I always tell you guys, let's look at the facts and let's make an educated guess. I'm not saying with certainty they're partnered. I'm saying there's a probability, a high probability. This is looking more real based on what we're seeing here. This is facts. I'm not making this up. This is on Swift's website, swift.com/news, events, community events, so forth and so forth. Hosted by Swift, not a third party. So this is very interesting. Now, who's Ryan Gaylor? As I mentioned, Director of Corporate Payments at Ripple. Ryan is a Director of Corporate Payments at Ripple. Ryan has over 17 years of experience across fintech, treasury, and capital markets. Ryan started his career in fintech as a product manager at Parlano. I haven't heard about that. Postgraduate studies at Northwestern. Ryan worked on the equity desk at Beard, building out the desk analyst team to add quantitative and thematic research to Beard's award-winning fundamental research. Prior to joining Ripple, he managed the client and mid-market business for Americas at Revel, a leading SaaS treasury management systems. Over that time, he worked directly with customers and prospects on treasury transformation initiatives, including in-house banking, cash pooling, and streamlining global payments. So I wanted to make sure I give you the background here. And this profile is not from the conference. This is from another conference that took place in September, where he talked about the benefits of using blockchain and a digital asset for cross-border payments. That digital asset, of course, being XRP. So let's go back to here. The session that Ryan will be participating in is AFP Panel 2, taking advantage of new technologies in payment strategy. Here's a description of it. The changing payments landscape has given rise to phrases like real-time payments, distributed ledgers, and blockchain, bringing expectations of reduced fraud, lower transaction costs, increased speed, and a proliferation of transactional data. What does this mean to those in Treasury? During this panel, participants will provide guidance on key questions organizations should be asking themselves as they look to take advantage of new payment capabilities. And he will be on a panel with a guy from JP Morgan, head of North America Swift, Martian McNellan, and Ivan. Okay, yeah. So JP Morgan and Swift on a panel with Ripple. This is facts. I'm not making this up. So something interesting here. Once again, I'm not saying they're working together, but something is happening here. I don't know if they're in talks, but this shows a high potential of possible talks going on where they're on common ground and friendly terms. Now, I want you to think about this. This would be like Apple inviting Samsung to speak at their conference. That would be unheard of. Or Samsung inviting Apple. They are competitors and two of the biggest, right? Swift is the monopoly in the payment transfer, money transfer industry, and we have Ripple coming in looking to disrupt that and steal their business. So, here's the facts. I'm saying, I'm not saying with 100% certainty that they're partner, but something there, I'm sure it seems like they're in talks here. So let's see how this plays out, guys. It would be very interesting if Ripple and Swift were to partner. I think that would catapult Ripple so far ahead. Obviously they have a lot of banks on board, and a lot of them that are signed to production contracts, and of course they have a lot of partnerships, and we could see just a surge of XRP value if this Swift partnership was to happen. It would be really big. So wanted to share that with you guys. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link to this page on Swift's website in the description of the video so you guys can review it yourself, because I want you to see that this is a fact. It's Ripple will be at Swift's conference, speaking on a panel. I'm excited internally, but I don't want to be overly excited because we want to make sure we move with certainties here that, let's wait for the announcement. But some breadcrumbs here that look very interesting. Now, remember we talked about Liquid earlier this week. They have officially launched XRP support. They said it's time. XRP is now available for margin trading and lending on Liquid. Trade on a margin with up to 25x leverage or lend out your XRP to earn daily interest. Try it out, etc., etc. So very interesting. Not something I would personally do. I'm not looking to lend out my XRP or whatever. I'm just looking to hold it. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying the dips and I'm holding. And I'm filling up my bags and just being patient. And you guys should too as well. Now, when I say that, I mean be patient. I'm not giving financial advice as far as buying or selling or what you want to do, but be patient. This market is going to definitely take off. We're seeing the big players come in. Something I was actually thinking about, and I didn't put the two and two together. You guys saw that the SEC has been dragging their feet, right? However, did you guys notice that as TD Ameritrade and Fidelity and a whole bunch of these other Wall Street firms started making announcements publicly that they're getting into the crypto market, all of a sudden the SEC launches FinHub, support for ICOs. So I think they're going to feel so much pressure because the CFTC has already made their stance public that virtual currencies are commodities, and the Giancarlo, our friend there at the CFTC, has been on the record saying crypto is here to stay. We know Hester Pierce, who's the commissioner of the SEC, is 100% on board. She's been pushing as well, but I think a fire has been lit under the ass of the SEC. So when you understand politics and business, how it works, especially here in the United States, this is a good sign, because anytime you have these large corporations, which are massive, right? They make a ton of revenue. We know Fidelity, right? 7 point something trillion in assets. I think they're the third largest asset holder in the world. And they are very big, guys. Been around for 70 something years. If you understand how politicians are bought and the political pressures and the campaigning and money donated to politicians, and if you have these big corporate giants which have a lot of power, right? They probably have a lot of friends in the government. They are able to buy politicians very easily. Trust me when I tell you, the SEC is probably feeling a lot of pressure right now. So fingers crossed that we hear something about a Bitcoin ETF. Even though I don't care for an ETF, I have no need for an ETF. But at this point, because we are in a bear market and all this positive news has not changed the market cycle, I think we need to introduce more catalysts, and I still have backed as a catalyst launching. I think some folks give me an update in November. They're doing a soft launch, I think it is, right? And then December 12th is when they're going fully live. So something like that. I apologize. I have to figure out, get the full details on that, but it's something like that. But anyway, we know it's happening. They've been fully transparent. And we could see some other big banks, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, some of these guys come out with their own custody crypto trading services, especially when you have Fidelity and TD Ameritrade, and you guys have guys like Rick Edelman getting into the market, Wall Street guru. So I believe the SEC is under an immense amount of pressure now, because it's not just retail investors that are busting their chops. You now have government, and you have corporate giants, and Wall Street are now putting the pressure. So I think that's good. We want them to move faster and stop delaying and holding up this market. So that's a good sign. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. Now I'm of course just making an educated guess. I could be wrong, but I think many of you who live in the United States know how this works. You know the power that Wall Street has over our government. You see a lot of these guys from Goldman Sachs end up going and working in the government. Some of the government people end up going and speaking and working there after their government jobs. It's like a cycle, like a rotating door here, guys. So once you understand that and you see these big giants get in, they're not going to let some SEC hold them up. They're going to start putting pressure on them. Trust me when I tell you that. If you understand American politics and the movement of money and how politicians are bought and campaign donations and all of that good stuff. So I think we just got to be a little patient. And I think we're going to start seeing more things from the SEC and more clarity from the U.S. government, because trust me, they don't listen to us as individuals, but they'll listen to the big money. They'll listen to the people with power. And that's important there for us, because we are sitting on this new asset class, these new assets that, and this market, this new asset class is going to skyrocket, because this stock market is already starting to correct after its 10-year bull run. It's going to crash hard. It's going to continue to go down. You can't, and I've said it before, even in crypto, but it's very much so in stocks as well. You can't have a continual bull run. That's not possible. You have to have some sort of correction. And that, coupled with the failing fiat currencies, as well as the global debt crisis, I think crypto is where a lot of that money is going to funnel to. So that's why I keep telling you guys, hold. And remember, I always tell you, don't have tunnel visions with crypto. You need to look at what's going on around you, government, businesses, money, what's happening, because these things will contribute and affect the crypto market and contribute to the growth. You need to think from a business standpoint as well. And that's why I tried to give you guys hints as to, with here, the SEC, TD Ameritrade, and all Wall Street firms getting in place, and then all of a sudden the SEC launches this. I'm reading between the lines a bit there, but I think they're under pressure now, and that's good. So keep holding on to your crypto. Big things are ahead, guys. We, as I've said many times, should count ourselves lucky that we are here. A lot of the weak hands have already fallen out the market. I believe they're going to try to push more of the weak hands out, but with this bear market, a lot of people jumped out. A lot of people sold. I can't handle it, or whatever it is. I'm just holding, because I know what's to come. After what I saw in December 2017, where I made some money, I know there's more money to be made, and we just got to wait for the ride up, guys. Just wait for the ride up. So keep holding. What do you guys think about this with this Swift Ripple news here? The facts, I'm going to put a link in the description. Check it out for yourself. Ripple at a Swift conference. Once again, think about this competition-wise now. Would Apple invite Samsung to its conference? Hell no. Likewise, the other way around, right? You think about it. All these major competitors. Would Verizon invite T-Mobile? Would T-Mobile invite Verizon? Hell no. It's unheard of, right? It's almost like, would Lamborghini invite Ferrari? No, right? Or whatever it is. Mercedes invite BMW? No. That's not happening. So I hope you guys understand this. This is very, very interesting here. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Thank you guys for your support, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you all later.